Bug bounty with a 9 to 5 job is hard, and I'm gonna show you how much I made in week 1. So here's my situation. I work a full-time security job, 9 to 6. After work I go to the gym. I get home around 9, sometimes 10 p.m. By that point my brain is basically done for the day. And somewhere in the last hour before sleep, I'm supposed to find security vulnerabilities that entire teams miss during business hours. But I kept telling myself I'll start bug bounty tomorrow for months. So finally said, that's it. I'm giving myself 30 days, no excuses, and if I don't find single vulnerability, I will delete this channel, my X, my Telegram channel, everything will be gone because I haven't proved myself that I'm the one that can speak about information security after spending 8 years in the fields. So the stakes were pretty high and I was highly motivated. This is week 1. Before you hack anything, you need to pick your target, and honestly, this decision matters more than any technique or tool you'll use later. Pick a target that's too hardened, you'll waste weeks finding nothing. Pick ones that's too simple, the bounties are worth your time and maybe you'll find nothing. Pick ones that's too popular, every bug is already found by someone faster than you. I've spent the first evening just browsing programs, and I landed on a marketplace platform. It had two separate areas of functionality, a partner side and a customer side. That means double the attack surface, double the roles, double the access control logic to mess up. The payouts weren't amazing, this wasn't a program where you get $1,000 for critical. But I thought for my first real target with 1 hour a day this is enough, and if things will go really bad, I have weekends to keep up. First few days were pure reconnaissance. I was clicking through every feature, every page, every button, opening Burp Suite, watching every request go by and making notes in my head. Basically just editing requests and seeing the response and how data is rendered on page itself. Every input field I found, I put a single and double quote in it. I put angle brackets in it. I put script tags in it. I was hunting for XSS, SQL injections, SSTI, anything that would react. Sometimes even having 2 pages with functionality which depends on each other to look for changes instantly. Nothing. Everything was properly sanitized. Every input was handled correct. Days of clicking and testing, and I had absolutely nothing to show for it. I started feeling bad for myself. And this is the part nobody talks about in bug bounty content. It's 10:30 p.m, you've been working all day, you've been to the gym, you're sitting in front of your laptop and you're testing input fields for the 3rd evening in a row in some shitty service. And nothing works, and you start thinking, maybe I'm not good enough for this. Maybe all these easy bugs are already found. Maybe I should just play Dota and go to sleep like a normal person. That voice gets really loud at 10:30 p.m. on a Wednesday. But then, by testing every single button thoroughly, I noticed it. There was this feature that checks a website by URL. Paste a link, the server fetches it and does something with the response. And if you know anything about web security, your ears just perked up. That's a classic entry point for SSRF. Server-side request forgery. You feed it an internal address and maybe the server fetches something it shouldn't. So I tested it. Internal IPs, cloud metadata endpoints, localhost, different port. And it was blind SSRF, but with no information that would be eligible for bounty. I had to escalate it. I needed just reading response from that SSRF and I started looking for such method. I used JS Analyzer tool to see hidden endpoints inside JS that was loaded on pages. I've tried guessing them and nothing. This was a dead end and it was day 5. Here's the thing about bug bounty. The biggest finds almost never come from the technique you plan to use. They come from the weird stuff you notice along the way and chain inside your head with years of experience. And also the most hard part is you should cover 100% of your checks, even if it means filling every form and pressing every button more than twice or 3 times or more if needed. I was sending a bunch of requests, just testing different parameters, different values, trying to break things, and at some point the application broke, but not the way I expected. Instead of a normal error page, I just got a full stack trace. A raw detailed stack trace from the server, class names, method calls, internal paths. Now a stack trace by itself is usually a low severity finding. Most programs will say thanks, but it's informative. But I didn't report it. Instead I read it carefully, because somewhere in that raw output the application was leaking information about how it structures its internal calls. And in that structure I found something interesting, and for me it meant that I should keep going. I could see how the application references its objects internally, and I realized this app is far from being secure. I've started digging deeper and met functionality that was using GET requests with numerical values, and they were, yes, sequential. So I've tried different IDs, different accounts, and I found IDOR. I could mass extract information across the entire shop's base of the marketplace. We're talking names, links, even sometimes links to chats with tech support with personal tokens. Every single shop registered ever on this platform. And this is disaster for marketplace, as they always suffer from crawling bots and defend from automated scraping. That's when my hand starts shaking a little bit. Not from coffee, from realization that this is real. This is the real vulnerability with real impact on a real platform. And I found it. So I wrote the report that same night, detailed steps to reproduce, merge everything I found in one report, impact descriptions, screenshots, suggested things, submitted it, closed my laptop and went to bed. And then silence. Day 1 after the report, nothing. Day 2, nothing. Day 3, I started second guessing myself. Maybe it's a duplicate. Maybe they don't consider it serious. Maybe I messed up the report. By the way, I put a high severity on that. And then on day 3, I got the notification. Bounty awarded 250 euros. Now, 250 is not life-changing money, of course, I know that. But let me tell you that 250 euros feels like when you earned it in stolen hours between 10 and 11 p.m., half asleep, after everyone said bug bounty is only for full-timers. It felt like proof that this works, proof that I can do this and my knowledge is worth something. My original plan was simple: hunt until I get my first bounty, make a video about it, done. But after that notification, I've changed my mind. And honestly, it happened so quickly that I had to change my mind. I'm doing the full 30 days. I want to see what happens when I actually commit to this. And honestly, because of how busy this month has been, week 2 is only starting now with the release of this video. So if you want to see what happens next, or if you want to see some tips, some techniques that I'm using, whether I found more bugs, make more money, or crash and burn, subscribe to this channel. I'll see you in week 2.